Good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Kalamir, and this is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from the studios of Video Sign Incorporated. Now, you may wonder how it's going to be live. Well, it's live when I'm doing it, but it won't be live when I put it on YouTube. So, hey, but we are here. We are here. We're doing a show today. Now, I'm not in the studio, 4680Q, because we had a bunch of snow. My knee's still killing me. I don't want to do a Jimmy slip and fall and screw it up any more than it already is. So I'm just doing it from home today, and that'll be that. And you'll catch the YouTube video, of course, when we do it. Now, why am I wearing headphones? Well, there's no good reason. I don't have to wear headphones, and I'm probably going to be taking them off in a while. But John Ringo Beam, my buddy, said, if you're not wearing headphones, you're not wearing pants. So, John, headphones, pants, yeah, you got her, Johnny boy. I'm working at my studio here in accordance with all the radio and video regulations. I'm working within the regulations. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm fully clothed here, John. But thank you for saying that because it tuned me into the possibilities. Anyway, before we get to Straight Talk Thursday on this wintry day, and this morning it was a whiteout where I was looking out the window, so that's why I said I'm just going to do the show right from my studio here rather than in 4680Q. I wasn't going out in this weather. That's basically it. Only because of my knee. We did absolutely yesterday, no problem. I'm going to take these headphones off. There's no real need for them other than to give Johnny a good look at my headphones. But we really don't need them. They're not plugged into anything. They're just for show, not for go. Now, let's get to my sponsors first. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Shop. Now, we look out the window and we see this weather and we go, wow. It was bad this morning, and now it's sunny out here. It's the sun shining through here and there, but there's a lot of threatening clouds around. So I don't want to get out there in that. But you know what? Your car's no joke. I'm joking around about a lot of stuff. Your car's no joke. You need it running good in the winter. The last thing you want to do is break down on the side of the road and have major problems. So what do? You give Ken Hunter a call at Wild Bill's Auto Repair Body Shop. And you say, Ken, come and check my car. And Ken's going to look at your brakes, your suspension, your tires. He's going to do a computer scan. That's right. And let you know what the error codes are, if there are any. Plus, he's going to look at your fluids, your lighting, and he's going to take your vehicle for a test drive to make sure everything sounds right and is running right. That's what I call being proactive, and that's how you keep from breaking down on the side of the road and having to call CAA. You don't want to do that. That's not good. Excuse me. So call Ken today at Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. And if you do get in a fender bender, it's slippery out there, don't worry about it. He has a full body shop. He's going to get your car in, fix it the way it should be fixed, get it out in showroom condition. You'll be on the road. You're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Ken's going to be happy. Everybody's going to be happy. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Call them today on Oakwood Drive right next to the Kia dealership. Now, you look out the window and you go, oh, my goodness. But don't worry. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. What you want to remember is we got a little bit of snow. That's expected for December in Niagara Falls, but at least we have dodged the snowmageddon happening to the north of us and to the south of us. We dodged all that crap. And look, fellow Niagara Fallsians, we're going into the 50s. That's right. We're going to approach 50, and if the sun's out, we'll probably jump it for the next couple of weeks, starting on Sunday. So we'll put up with this for a few more days, and then guess what? You're going to get some nice weather, and we're talking about nice weather for a couple of weeks. In the 40s, maybe a little bit of high 30s at a couple of days, but mostly in the 40s, low 40s to high 40s. You can't beat that. That's the kind of weather we want. So look for that coming to to a town near you. And all the snow we see now, Mother Nature brought it here. I'm not shoveling nothing. It's going to be gone by Sunday. And it's already melting. I see my neighbor shovel his driveway, which is always good. But you know what? That's good. I'm not shoveling mine. It's melting too. So there you go. Oh, so what are we going to talk about today? We got lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about today. First of all, let's get to some comments from my Tuesday show. We talked about a lot on Tuesday as well. We always talk about a lot. So Dave Wheeler, my buddy Wheel, said, that is the very first time I've heard a commercial for a machine shop advertised to the general public. Hats off to Hamill Machine Shop. And yeah, I agree, Dave. This is fantastic because I know I get stuck with things. I don't know, something breaks, metal breaks. You don't know where to go to get it fixed. You break a part, you don't know where to get the part. A new one might cost you a couple grand or something. You take it to Hamill Machine Shop, they can re-engineer it, reverse engineer it really, take a look at it and make it. And it's going to cost you probably a lot more than ordering a big part. A lot of the city uses their services. So yeah, it's great that they came aboard. We welcome Bob Benner and his crew, a beautiful bunch of people down there, Patty and Catherine. And I'm telling you, if you need anything done, that's where you go. And we'll talk a little bit about them later on. Now, Penny Brookify says in a comment, I get that the posties want raises, job security, etc. What worker doesn't want that? Do they realize they're working for a dinosaur crown corporation whose services are no longer needed and they're no longer essential? One that hemorrhages hundreds of millions of dollars per year. Seems like they're trying to suck blood from a stone. I do miss the coupons though. And I've been saying this and I have to agree 100% because at the end of the day, really, people are shifting to other means of dealing with whatever they have to deal with, whether it's bills or whatever, through the internet. Now, me personally, I haven't had a bank account since the 90s. I do all my banking online, and if I need a terminal or something like that, I can go to Zares for President's Choice, or I can go to CIBC. Everything's done online. I haven't used the bank at all. Everything I do is online. So the mail to me is just a glorified flyer deliverer. Every time I go in the mailbox, there's flyers in there. Everything I get is automatically deposited, or it comes in the form of an e-transfer and that kind of thing. I just don't use the service anymore. And I think as we get through the baby boomers like myself, and there's a lot of people who are still not comfortable with the internet, they feel it's not secure and that kind of thing. But for the most part, a lot of boomers have, during COVID moved over. And now with this strike, their kids are telling them, listen, don't worry about it. Just go here, sign up for this, go to your bank account, look for online banking, direct deposit, automatic deposit, or whatever. And they're doing it, and they're doing it in droves. So once our generation is out of here, and that's not that long away. Once we're out of here, then you've got the millennials and Generation X, and they know how to use this already. They know how to use it. That's the generation behind me. And once we get to there, the post office is done. Won't be needed anymore. There'll be alternative ways that are just as good to do whatever you got to do. So in that regard, I agree. Penny Brookify, I agree. 100%. They're writing their own pink slips. I keep saying that. And I'm going to tell you, the bread man, the ice man, sorry, John Ringo Beam, and the milkman, they were all big things 50, 60, 70 years ago. Coal man, they're gone. And the post office is going the same way. It's just a lot of money. And they are costing millions to operate. Penny Brookify goes on to say in another comment, I'd like to see a U.S. president ban Bibles. 10 Commandments, etc. from public schools. Talk about indoctrinating children. The U.S. has been very hypocritical on their separation of church and state. And she finishes off with a quote from me, wildly: "Let the people be what they want to be, but don't push it on kids. Don't push it on people who aren't interested." Paul K. Lemire, 2024. And I did say that. It wasn't talking about the Ten Commandments and Bibles in schools. It was talking about something else. But I think the U.S. people have spoken. I think they've spoken. The U.S. was founded on Christian values, and the laws are guided by the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not murder is a pretty solid commandment to follow. You know, kids need a set of morals to run by. They need a set of morals to run by. They need guidance. I would say being a Christian and following a set of guiding principles, that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. And even though those who do not call themselves Christians, they may not believe in God or Jesus or any of that, that's fine. That's fine, but they still do believe in common decency, morality, and the things that the Ten Commandments bring to the table, right? So, is it that bad for kids to be following the Ten Commandments in Christianity? Better than following Mercedes-Benz driving gang leaders, gangbangers, and their ideology. I mean, they got to start somewhere building morals taught to them by their parents. And of course, their parents are, run their life by the Ten Commandments. They don't, thou shalt not steal, all the things. They're not just commandments from the Bible or religious. They're actually a good set of tools to run your life by. And that's not bad. Do they really need to ban Bibles and Ten Commandments? Well, I don't know. Do they? I don't think so. I mean, if you want to ban the teaching of Christianity in schools, okay, that's why they have Bible classes and Sunday studies and whatever your faith is. And that should be done by the church of their choice. Now, here we have separate schools that are based on, it's a Catholic school board. So, yes, they do teach you about the Bible and about everything that has to do with the religion, the Catholic religion. But public schools don't. And I don't know, but they still should, they still should have the values that are in the Bible. I really think they should. So do we want to ban the Bible and the Ten Commandments? Well, I mean, I don't know. There's different faiths. And I don't really think the reality of separating church and state can ever be accomplished in a country that was built on Christian ideals. Canada is trying with their woke agenda, and look what's happening to replace Christianity. I think that just about says it all. So yeah, should they ban Bibles and Ten Commandments? I don't know. The states can decide that. The states can decide what they want to do with it. But at the end of the day, I think it's I don't think the morals that are represented by the Bible and Christian values, I don't think that they're that bad. And then kids can decide what they want when they get older. Let's face it, they're going to decide what they want anyway. So, now another comment from 881 Slick. And he says, 48 days can't come soon enough for me. Trudeau is done, let's face it. So what he's getting at is that in 48 days, Trump takes over. And once Trump takes over, you're going to see, I think, a populist movement in Canada to go the same way as the United States went. They're tired of the woke agenda. They're tired of these public service unions and these special interest groups and these everybody else who's running the government, really, who elects prime ministers. They're sick of it all. And so that's what happened in the States. 77, 80 million people spoke, and they spoke resoundingly from all races, all creeds, all sexual orientations. They all spoke that they want Trump to step in and stop the insanity. That's a mandate. You can't change that. So yes, 881 Slick, I agree with you. 48 days can't come soon enough, and you're already seeing what's happening in the United States with Trump at the helm, and he hasn't even been sworn in yet. That happens January 20th. Okay, and of course, at the Iceman 69, no headphones, no pants. And Johnny, I showed you, I got my headphones. Here they are. Yeah, they're here. Not wearing them, but I had them out for you. And I am wearing pants. I showed you that too. There you go. So I see the review locked into my guest, my Monday guest, Jody Burdett, and did a terrific story on Jody's mission to bring the ward system back to Niagara Falls. Ray Spiteri, ace reporter for the review, did a great interview with Jody, who has picked up the ball from Councillor Lococo. Yes, Councillor Lococo brought the ward system to the people in a town hall meeting at the Lions Club just down the street. And there were tons of questions, and a lot of people signed the petition. She had the signatures, she had everything. She took it to city council, they shot her down. They shot her down. That was it. And so the Mickey Mouse Club said no, with Mike Strange leading the club. He's Cubby or whatever they called that one guy, the leader. And now Jody's looking to get at least 500 signatures to bring back to council and open the discussion again. Apparently, according to him, when he was on my show on Monday, he said that once Lori Lococo finished with it, that was it for her. She couldn't bring it back again. Council said no. So he's taking the ball and he's running with it. And I think if you've listened to my show over the years here, you'll know where I stand on it. We've had Lori in talking about it. We've talked about it on many shows. And basically, right now, candidates run at large. And that's not the best system as we grow as a city. We have 100,000 people here. It's very, very tough for any one person who wants to seriously run for city council. It's very tough for them to make a move on the incumbents and the popular people, right? It's very tough because campaigning through this city, just the scope of it and the number of people you have to get to and the amount of money you have to spend is almost impossible. It doesn't give the players a very good chance, the candidates who are serious. And I give you the case of Peter Giblett, who probably I call the hardest working candidate I've ever seen. He started in July and started knocking on doors. He covered, I don't know how many pairs of shoes he wore out before the election. And he didn't even get, what did he get, 1,000 votes or something like that? He beat people, or people beat him that never even campaigned at all. And that's what kind of a system we have here. Now, the ward system, of course, changes all that because all of a sudden you're running in a certain district. So if we had 32 councilors last election, 32 candidates, and they were jammed into, say, 4 to 6 wards, well, now you're only looking at 5 or 6 people in a ward, 4 or 5 people in a ward, right? And that will give you a chance to get your representatives together and do a debate. You can actually have a debate. You can't have a debate with 32 people. There was a beautiful meet and greet run by Sherry Hawkins from Talking Niagara, I think is her group. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. She ran a beautiful meet and greet. Most of the councilors and candidates came out. The only ones that didn't come out, I don't think incumbents didn't come out. A couple of them, one of them did maybe, but that's about it. And they came and they had a few minutes to talk and that kind of thing. But it's just really not, it's not really great because you don't really get a chance to talk to these guys and figure out what they're all about. Now, I had each one of them on my show for an hour and talked to them. So I knew a little bit about all of them and who the ones were that really, really had a shot, who the ones that were that really didn't do their homework or know enough about city council to be able to make a good run for it. And, two of the ones that got on city council, they never came on my show. So I never had a chance to talk to them, but we're seeing them in action now, and enough said. So the ward system makes it manageable for not only voters, but for candidates. Campaigning in a small ward is a lot more affordable. You don't have to worry about an at-large system where you're campaigning all over town. It makes more sense at this point with Niagara Falls growing to 100,000 people. And of course, people that are in your ward are going to fight for your ward. So if they get together a little meeting of the ward and people say, we need this street fixed, or we need this, or we need that, or our park's decrepit and it's dangerous. Well, they can go back to council and present their case for you, right? And I envision a lot of negotiating. So this council in this ward, he needs or she needs this, and this council in this ward needs that. And it's like, okay, you give me this, I'll give you that. We'll both vote for each other, and there, I think it'll be good for the city. And of course, on big matters like planning matters, that everybody votes anyway. It's not about your ward at that point. If they're putting up a 77-story hotel down at the falls, every councilor is going to vote on that or any big planning matters. But they'll just be representing your area just a little bit better. So I like it. There's a lot of pros and cons. I think things that we're missing are the debates in that, so we can get a real feel for counselors, and it'll probably generate. And I can't guarantee this, but I think it would generate more interest on the voters' side of the equation because now you're going to get to know who's in your area. 9 times out of 10, the guy who runs in your ward is probably going to be from your ward. It doesn't have to be the case. It doesn't have to be the case, but they probably will be. And they're a little bit more sensitive to the needs of that ward because they live in it. So I think it's a good thing. Jody Burnett's going out there. He's going to try to get a lot of signatures and to present it to city council. So he's not dropping the ball on it. And that bodes well for all of us. Now let's see if we can get this through. See, the problem is it takes a long time to get through. So I don't think that it's going to be for 2026. That'll be impossible. It'll be impossible for 2026. When Lori brought it up a year ago, that's when a decision had to be made to bring it. And Mike Strange put the squeeze on that on a scripted. I don't know what you want to call it. It was scripted. He talked against it, and council voted for it. I mean, so this is not out of the ordinary on our city council. It's just the way it is. But let's face it, our elections in this city are a popularity contest. The incumbents have a big advantage, and of course, well-known people. Like Mike Strange, well-known, did a lot of stuff for the city, does a lot for the city still. Ran from coast to coast, his box run. You get elected on that basis, but that doesn't make you a good counselor. There's a lot more to be a good counselor than running from coast to coast. Like Forrest Gump wouldn't make a good counselor, and he ran from coast to coast in the United States. So it's been an ongoing issue in Niagara Falls. Everybody's talking about it all the time. Jody's picking up the thing. If you see Jody, or if you see any of his petitions, or if there's a place online to sign up, I'll let you know about it. And you can go in there and sign out. Let's get more signatures than we need. We need 500. And I shouldn't say we. Jody needs 500, but I will be toting this for him. Let's get it. Let's get 1,000. Let's get 10,000. The more weight it carries, the more votes it has, the more signatures it has. So let's get lots. And I want to thank Race Material, the review, for the great article on this. And let's help good old Jody Burnett, who's always interested in city council, always there. Let's help him get his 500 signatures at least. And if we're lucky, we'll get more. Then we can do stuff. Then we got something going on. If we can get more, it's all good. It's all good. So, the Frito Bandito. You just love talking about the Frito Bandito, don't you? I do. I don't know why. It makes me laugh. Our MPP is taking on increased parking fees at the hospital. I don't know if you saw it or not, but they're increasing the parking fees at the hospital. Did I talk about it on Tuesday's show? Yesterday was absolutely. But they're increasing the fees. And I don't think anybody likes paying fees to go visit their friends or relatives or loved ones in the hospital when they're sick. That isn't something people like. But yeah, we get charged them. So Frito Bandito, he says that underfunded hospitals are the reason they have to increase fees. And they rely on those fees to fund the hospital needs. Well, you know what, Mr. Bandito, you're right. You're right. We know our hospitals need more funding, but not for parking. They need more funding to reduce wait times and hire enough staff to take care of people so they're not sleeping in hallways on beds. This is a major problem that's going on right now. But I would not want to see more funding for parking. So I don't understand that thing. We need a lot more things, Mr. Bandito, before parking. Now, if that's what you're up there in Toronto, Queens Park, saying, oh, good on you. But listen, we need more things than parking's the least of my concerns. You think somebody cares about paying $10 a day or whatever it is, $20 a day for parking, or having their loved one in a room being taken care of? You think they care about parking, or they care about having an MRI within a month rather than 2 years? I just got a shot in my knee, and I was talking to people in there who need knee replacements. One guy's waited 18 months. The other lady waited a year. Ridiculous. I mean, if you've got a bad knee and you're gimping around, you're using a cane, you want to get treated as soon as you can. You need to get this fixed. Parking isn't going to help that. Parking is not going to help that. So I don't think parking is a big deal. I mean, yeah, you have to pay for it, and that's a big deal. I don't like that. But if I had the choice of paying for better service, more beds, more staff to take care of people, and I would put the money towards that before parking. Let the people pay for parking, and nobody likes paying for parking. So I can dig what he's saying, but even the Frito Bandito, he gets up there and talks. What's he doing? He has no power. Ford's not even listening to him because he don't care about the NDP. What does he care about NDP? He couldn't care less about the NDP or what they have to say. He's running down his merry way, doing whatever he has to. Now, Sylvia Jones, health minister, accused the Frito Bandito of being interested in micromanaging 140 hospital organizations across the province. So the Frito Bandito gets up there and makes this case, and she tells him to quit micromanaging 140 hospitals, let them run their own organizations. And she said she would rather leave the operations to the CEOs that we have across Ontario managing these fine organizations, the hospitals with exceptional leadership. Bam! Gotcha, Frito Bandito. Sit down, be quiet. Your nose is bleeding. Get a Kleenex. Now, the Frito Bandito shot back. That's not the answer I want to hear. I want to hear you stand up and say we shouldn't be charging parking fees in the province of Ontario. Okay, you know what the end result of that was? Get ready to pay more parking. Thanks for coming out, Mr. Bandito. So, you know what? They make a lot of money off of parking, and they use it to get stuff for the hospital. I mean, when I go there, my mother was in there for 2 months, and I bought monthly parking passes. I think at that time they were $80 or yeah, something like that. Now they're 96. But I went almost every day, and my sister went almost every day. So we just pass off the pass. She'd use it, I'd use it. So twice a day. You're there for a couple hours. It's going to cost you $3 every half hour, $6 an hour. $12 or $12, $24 a day, 4 days. Parking pass is paid for the whole month. So, that is a good deal. I feel worse for the hospital employees that have to pay to park there to go to work. I feel a little bit worse for them. they get a good deal. They get discounts, but still, I mean, you got to pay to park at your place to work. And, it's foreign to Niagara Falls people, but at the end of the day, you go to Toronto, everybody pays for parking. No matter where you work, most of the people pay for parking unless you're a big executive with reserved parking. It's just the way it is. And if you don't pay for parking, you pay for transit to get to work. So anyway, I don't think we're going to see anything happen with that. That's just the way it is. And the rates, I'm not sure if the rates change from location to location. I don't know what they are at the Niagara Health System Hospital in St. Catharines, if they're more on 4th Street. And I don't know what they're going to be for the new hospital, if they're going to hold the rate or not. But either way, I don't think the fees are going away. Hospitals are running at deficits. They're having a tough time. Maybe we need Doge in there, Department of Government Efficiency, to go in and see what the hell they're doing with the money. They don't have enough money. But either way, somebody's going to pay. And when they say somebody's got to pay, I don't know. That somebody always seems to be us guys, the taxpayers, doesn't it? Am I wrong? Yeah, that's what I see. Now, get to my second sponsor here, Victoria Avenue Pizza. And this is something, I love talking about pizza. Now, Victoria Avenue Pizza is one of my go-to places for it. Lately, it's been my only go-to. I go there the most because I like their pizza. And even when Mike got a hold of me and said, Paul, I'd like to sponsor your show, I told him, Mike, I'm sorry, but I got to have your pizza. If I don't like it, my heart won't be in it. I can't have you as a sponsor. Well, said Liz down there, she got a secret pizza. You didn't know it was for me. I had it. It was fantastic. Now, Mike worked in an Italian restaurant for 15 years, and he uses the Mancini family recipe. They've been here for 40 years, the first shop opening in St. Catharines. He uses the recipe for sauce, and he uses the recipe for the crust, and it's fantastic. Now, there is a secret to making good pizza. And the number one thing is good sauce, good crust, and the right ratio of cheese to sauce. That's really important. He gets that bang on. And not only that, he uses a blend of brick cheese and mozzarella, Saputo mozzarella. Mixes it together. So you get that nice stretch and that beautiful taste and consistency in the cheese. I love it. You can't go wrong. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. I'm telling you, they make a great pizza. But here, just give me a second. I'll be back. I just so happen, and I got to show you this because I never bring it to the studio. Look at this menu. Look at, I always talk about the 3-page fold out. Check that out, baby. They got everything from hot subs, pizzas, wings, which are really good, specials, pizza and wing specials. You name it here. Garlic bread. Oh, they got everything in here. Stuffed jalapenos, cheese sticks, cauliflower bites, spring rolls, samosas, French fries, steak and cheese. Oh, steak and cheese poutine. Look at this. How you doing? Look at this. Look at this special. So anyway, it's Pizza Victoria Avenue, 905-374-2222, or you can go to pizzavictoria.ca, order your pizza online, get it nice and hot, you're good to go. And you know what? They have extended hours. They're open till 10 o'clock from Monday to Thursday. Friday and Saturday, they're open till 2 a.m. They extended it to 2 a.m. And I think they extended those other hours to 11 for your convenience. And Sunday, they're open till 10 at night. I think they extended that hour to 11 o'clock too, if not midnight. But anyway, they're open later on. They extended their hours. Friday night, you're out having a couple of drinks. Go get a pizza. They're open till 2 in the morning. Watch Fright Night with a pizza. Pizza Victoria Avenue. Support them because they support us. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, comments. I try to get the comments on here and talk about them. Part of the show. So moving down south, the Trump train keeps on rolling. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, they're striking terror in all government departments. The DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, which I wish we had here in Niagara Falls. They're going to work. These guys aren't fooling around. They're going to cut trillions of dollars off everything. And the IRS is sweating it out because they hired 87,000 people under Biden to tax you, well, not you, unless you're American, but to tax the middle class American taxpayers. Pick up some of these taxes they're missing. They're gone. Gone. Yep. And we have Kash Patel, the Justice Departments. They're all foaming at the mouth because this guy's going to take them to he's going to fire everybody. The border czar, Tom Heyman, he's ready to roll on January 20th with mass deportations and closing the borders. And notice I didn't say southern border because the northern border with Canada is also being examined closely since tens of thousands of illegal aliens are also crossing into the United States from Canada. So what are these guys doing? These illegals, they're exporting crime and violence to the States. And Trump says no more. No, we're not doing it. We don't have borders. We don't have a country. All these illegals are getting the hell out of here, all these criminals. And that's that. Like it or not, that's what he's doing. So the party's over for the left-wing radicals and the criminals that have infiltrated the United States. Now, they say they're illegal aliens. They're immigrants. They're not immigrants. It's an invasion. 20 million people isn't immigration. 500,000 people, 1 million people is immigration through the proper channels, through legal channels. 20 million people with a million or two don't even know where they are. They're running around the country at will. That is not immigration. That's an invasion. Trump knows it. He's going to take care of it. And the people have spoken loud and clear. I mean, this campaign was based on the economy and on the border. Basically, that's it. So the Republicans now, the Trump Republicans, are the new cool kids in town, right? And the old guy, Trump, is handing the torch off to the millennials, and they know what they have to do. He's surrounding himself with a lot of millennials who know what they have to do and can carry the torch for a lot more years for the Republicans. Now, speaking of President Trump, he made a very, very generous offer to Justin Castro. He said, if you want, Canada can become the 51st state. And he could be the governor. Now, when he said that, we laughed. And he laughed. And then Trudeau laughed. But is that such a bad idea? Seriously. You wouldn't have any more exchange on the American dollar. We'd be using American dollars. You could work and travel in the U.S. at will. So you don't like it around here? Go to Florida to work. Go to Arizona, get a job. You're welcome now because you're American. There'd be no more border. Canada would have state autonomy, just like every other state, and could keep their beer as it is, 5%. You wouldn't have to go to that 3.2% swill. Want to travel to a hot spot? Well, Canada would now have Florida and California and Arizona and Texas and all the southern spots along the Gulf. We could go there. We could travel back and forth, no problem. No passports, nothing. And we could go to the southern, eastern, western states, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam. Now, that doesn't sound like a bad deal to me because where are we going to go in the winter? Farthest we can go is to Windsor. That's it. That's it. We hit Windsor. That's as far south as you can go in Canada. Imagine no border there, just driving around, going down wherever you want, Florida and everything else. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, yeah, you know what? Not such a bad deal after all. Not such a bad deal. I mean, Trump would get rid of all the illegals because he's deporting them all. Get out of here. And the parliamentary system that supports jabronis like Trudeau, gone. You're out of here. So get rid of that. I mean, what do you think out there in video land? What do you think? Should we be the 51st state or not? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I mean, I'm thinking going, that's not that bad of a deal when I think about it. Maybe we should take a look at that. Now, just over to Joe Biden while we're talking about this stiff. Oh, he just pardoned his son Hunter, not only from his ongoing illegal gun charges, but for 10 years of criminality that implicates the president himself. Let's face it, he really gave himself a pardon. Every single thing that Hunter is involved in, part of it went to the big guy. The big guy is Joe Biden. So he's pardoning himself because if they can't investigate Hunter anymore and they can't arrest him for anything, Joe's off the hook. So Joe's going down in a blaze of shame. Let's face it. His legacy is being the worst president ever in the history of the United States and having the worst and most crooked administration in history. Carter and Obama were nothing compared to Biden. He's got them all beat. But the good thing is, as he fades slowly into the Amazon jungle or into the Serengeti, because he was just in Angola, he loves it there. DEI is just about dead. The alphabet people's agenda is on its way out, and things are already beginning to appear to be normalizing. Woke and go broke. The order of the day. Big companies are saying no to DEI. Big companies, Boeing, Harley Davidson, a lot of these companies. They're saying no to the craziness we've seen over the last 4 years. Now, Trump is not only bringing back the military that were fired for not wanting to get vaccinated, he's going to give them back pay, which I think they deserve. This is beautiful, beautiful. And I think in Canada, they should do it with all the nurses and that. They were wrongly let go because they wouldn't take an experimental vaccination that didn't work at the end of the day. Imagine that. A lot of them lost their jobs. They went other places. They got other jobs. I mean, I know Pete Dictor's wife. She worked at the hospital in Niagara Falls, New York. They fired her because she wouldn't get vaccinated. She went to Florida. She's working in Naples. Got a place down there now. This is what people had to do. And a lot of people lost their livelihood. A lot of people lost their businesses. It's time for the government to pony up for this kind of stuff. And Trump's doing it. He gets it. Right? So he's not only bringing them back, the military, he's going to give them back pay. And the TG movement is being stopped in its tracks, the transgendered. The indoctrination of children in schools is going to end. Trump has only been president-elect for 4 weeks, a month. And already things are starting to rock and roll here. Hamas, Hezbollah, all these places are starting to go. And he gave them a warning in no uncertain terms. The prisoners better be free by time January 20th rolls around. Because if they're not, I'm coming to get you. There's going to be hell to pay. So things are already happening. And I'll tell you, January 20th cannot come soon enough for most people in the States, believe me. Oh, yeah, you still got the whiners and the screamers that were devastated when Trump got elected. Can't understand how he got elected. Believe it, buddies. Believe it out there. Your woke and go broke attitude isn't working anymore. You're done. Oh, back to the communist country of Canada. Yeah, let's return. Let's return to Canada. An Ontario town and its mayor have been fined a total of $15,000 for refusing to celebrate Pride Month. Where do we find mayors like this? Where do we find people like this? Are you kidding me? It's true. On November 20th, the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario ordered the town of Elmo, wherever that is, to pay $10,000 and town mayor Harold McQuaker to pay $5,000 to Borderland Pride for violating the Human Rights Code and discrimination against the organization. And the Tribunal of Left Wing Woke Radicals also ordered the mayor and CAO to go for human rights training. So it all started when the Borderline Pride Group requested the town declare June Pride Month and fly an alphabet people flag for a week. They said no. They brought the proclamation forward, and the councilor said no, turned it down 3-2. Now, the prevailing council didn't believe that this exhibited what residents wanted and felt it was an important signal in the small community that no, people don't want this. How many times has that been said in a lot of communities? After the proclamation, the mayor, who also voted against the proclamation, said, "There's no flag being flown for the other side of the coin. There's no flag being flown for the straight people." This guy tells it like it is. And that got him into trouble because the councilors never got fined for voting yes to it. He got fined for saying that. Can you imagine? So the decision was taken to the woke tribunal, who called the mayor's comment demeaning and disparaging. Truth hurts. And it's discriminatory, I guess. Now, the person who sent me this gave me their side of the story, saying that the Pride people fought long and hard for their rights and that this fine should stand. Well, my question was to this person, what rights do I have, or does anybody have, that gay people don't have today? Seriously, do I have any more rights than someone who's gay? No. They have the same rights as me, right? They have the same rights as me. Of course, there aren't any rights that they don't have, so that's a question that can't be answered. I mean, they fought for the last 30 years and gained every right everybody has. So the struggle's over. We don't need Pride Month or Pride Week or Pride Day or Pride Hour. We don't need any of that anymore. We don't need pride parades, and a lot of them usually turn into disgusting displays anyway, that even the gays don't like. They're saying, that's not us. We just want to live our life quietly, go on with our life, and not have anybody threatening us or anything else, right? And I agree with them. That's what they should be allowed to do. I mean, the gay population makes up 1.5% of the population. I don't know why everybody bends over backwards for them. I don't get it. But should we bash them, insult them, or abuse them in any way? No. They have the right to live their life as they see fit. And as long as they don't bother you or me or kids, that's the big thing, then they should be able to do what they want. They're adults. They can live their life the way they want as an adult. They should be happy. They should be as happy as married people can be. I don't know how happy that is sometimes. But they live their own lives. But when the radical elements demand things because of their sexual identity, that's when the line has to be drawn. That's when things get out of hand. You got what you want, enjoy. Enjoy it. Nobody's bugging you. Nobody bugs anybody. I don't know anybody who bugs gay people anymore. I don't even think gay people are a big thing anymore. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're going to still have the old school people. I mean, religious people who don't like it. But that's with anything. I got long hair. People don't like long hair. Why don't you get a haircut? Because I don't want to look like you. That's why. So, I mean, there's all forms of it. It's not just gay people. It's everything. People just, there's some people who don't like anything. But in this case, they got their rights. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Have a good time. So this DEI and affirmative action doesn't work. Never has. Never will. A meritocracy is where it's at. And I can settle this all once and for all if people would listen to me. But nobody listens to me. I'm just a dumb guy on the radio or video, whatever. And I'm saying no flags. And I say this every council meeting. No flags. That's it. No months for any groups. No days. No flags. Nothing. Stay out of this special interest group demand and these geopolitical struggles. Get out of it. Council's job is to repair our roads, repair our infrastructure, Keep our city clean, keep our city safe, and keep our water clean. That's what we ask for. We ask for the amenities: water, sewers, roads, safety, clean city. That's what we want. We don't want to get involved in any of this stuff. Raising flags. One flag, Canadian flag, underneath it, the city flag, maybe underneath that, the provincial flag, or the provincial flag, then the city flag. Either way, that's all you run up the flag pole. Not the gay pride flag, not the Ukrainian flag, not the Italian flag, nothing. Get out of that business. It doesn't do anybody any good. Doesn't do anybody any good. Stick to your mandate, city council. And that's what these guys did. They said no, and now they got this big thing. They're being fined and everything else. Just don't get into it. Say no to everyone. You say no to everyone, then nobody can complain. These decisions, they trigger these actions. These people get triggered. A blanket no to everyone takes care of it all. Having flag days now used to be a celebration. In the old days, yeah, you'd celebrate. The Italian flag goes up. We celebrate St. Patrick's Day. We celebrate a lot of different days, right? But now it's become contentious. We're not Canada like we used to be. The people who don't celebrate Christmas, we can't say Merry Christmas. Here, Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. I don't care about, oops, yeah, knocked my microphone over now. I don't care about that. Merry Christmas to everybody. If somebody wishes me Happy Diwali, I'm not going to get mad at them and say, don't say that to me. It offends me. No, it doesn't offend me. No, it doesn't offend me. Hey, Happy Diwali. Hey, Happy Christmas, whatever. Now, down south, you're seeing this nonsense go by the wayside. As Trump takes over, the left-wing radicals have been decimated and the courts are going to be turned over, and judges elected that use common sense. These tribunals will be staffed with common sense people, not left-wing radicals, these woke. I hope the mayor and council take this to the Supreme Court of Canada. I wouldn't pay these fines. They have the right to run their city as they see fit. They shouldn't be tied to any kind of radical groups putting pressure on them. I don't think they will. Canada's run by radicals anyway. Till we get a new government with a new mandate, these insane decisions by woke tribunals will be upheld. And I can't wait for somebody to get in and use common sense. And I mean, that city has the right to say no. I don't care who this is, borderline, I don't care about them. He has the right to say no. So what are we? Are we getting to the end of the show? It must be almost an hour, right? I don't know. I haven't looked at the timer here. Let me look at the timer. See what we got. We got lots of time. I love it. I love doing the show. Okay, so let's get my third sponsor in, Hamel Machine Shop. And Dave Wheeler said it best. He's never seen a machine shop advertised to the public before. And you know what? I think it's a great idea for them to do it. And congratulations to Hamel, because I've had things break, metal things break. I needed things fabricated, and I never knew where to go. Like my back gates on my garage, or leading between the garage and the backyard. I needed gates. I didn't know what to do, where to go for it. I found somebody, but it took me a long time to find somebody to do it. Well, Hamel Machine Shop, I could have just went down there and in 5 minutes had gates designed and had them built in no time. They do it all. They do it all. If you need a custom part, if you need any kind of metal work, if something breaks, you need it welded and fixed. That's where you go, Hamel Machine Shop. They've been around since 1948 in the Falls. Geez, I remember years ago going with my dad to see Tommy Hamel at Hamel's Machine Shop. But machine shops usually don't come to mind when you think of getting things repaired or fixed that you need. But believe me, the city, when they need something fixed, they go see Tom Hamel. They go see Bob Benner at Hamel Machine Shop. That's where they go. Break apart, Need a part made, need a 3D part printed. They have 3D printers. They can make things out of plastic for you, right? And they also have laser cutters, so they can cut designs out. I mean, they do beautiful, beautiful custom work for anybody, for big industries or for you at home. You need something fixed, they're the guys. Just take it there. They're going to fix it for you. And you know what? They're not going to charge you an arm and a leg. They charge you shop rates. Here, it's going to take this many hours. Here's how much it's going to cost to fix it. That's it. Time and material. They can design anything. Like I say, my back gates, they could have designed and built them, and probably they send them out to get powder coated and everything else. I got to ask them about that. But it comes back to you finished. And I wouldn't doubt if you asked them real nicely, because Bob's such a good guy, and Patty and Catherine there, they're so nice that if you needed them installed, they'd probably help you out with that too. So if you have anything metal that needs fixing, Hamill Machine Shop is your go-to. Check out their website, hamillmachine.ca for more information. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. And please support our sponsors. They support the community. They do lots of things for the community, all our sponsors. So let's support them. And we thank them for supporting Your City, Your Voice here on 4680Q Radio. And from the studios of Video Sign Incorporated, when the weather gets a little bit nasty and it's a whiteout outside my house right now, the wind's blowing, snow's blowing all over the place. I'm glad I'm here. Okay, well, you're traveling is going to get a little bit tougher. I hate to report this, but Air Canada, the largest airline in Canada, is not going to allow carry-on baggage in the new year. And you know what? I'm happy. I love it. Thank you very much, Air Canada. I am so tired of these mooks on the planes going down the aisle, holding everybody up, stuffing this junk into these overhead bins, and they're blocking the aisle. And then they're in and out of these carry-ons. Chopper and I, my buddy Chopper and I, were on a plane going to Mexico. And we had a bet how many times this one woman would go into her bag. She went in at least 20 times. We gave the over and under as 15. That's once every 15 minutes. Into that overhead thing, opening it up, slamming it. So the poor people around her, they're trying to get a little nap for 4 hours. Bang, boom. And getting bullshit stuff. I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm this, I'm just unbelievable. I'm just going like, geez, please. Nothing bothers me more than these people, believe me. Like, you have a carry-on. You put it up there for good. You don't open it, you're in the flight. You have another thing over your shoulder with your water in it, or your snackaroonies, or whatever else you need, a book, your laptop, your tablet, whatever, it's in there, right under your seat. You don't have to go up there and start pulling that crap out. Then you know what happens? You get a little bit of turbulence. The stuff comes flying out of the overhead bin, smashes some poor person over there on the head. Seriously, folks, seriously. This is the best thing that could ever happen. I love it. I take a little bag. I got a little bag this big, just a little duffel, little bag, right? Throw it over my shoulder. I got a pair of shorts, a t-shirt, a pair of sandals, some other goodies, a book or whatever. And that's what I take on the plane, put you under my seat. That's it. I don't have to reach up and get this crap. And what's even worse is at the end of the flight, before the plane even stops, they're up opening those bins, trying to get their suitcase. It's a nightmare. They hold up everything. Oh, man, this is so nice. Thank you, Air Canada. Thank you. And if you want to carry an extra bag, it's not a carry-on anymore. It goes in cargo. You got to pay $35 to $50. So canceled. Cancel culture. Yeah, sometimes it's good. We canceled it. But that's what happens. And if you've ever been on a flight and you see these people in action, it blows your mind. Everybody. Come, bang, up, down, up and down, up and down. Bing, bang, boom. I'm cold. I'm hot. Where's my sunglasses? Where's my book? It's infuriating. Infuriating. The only thing worse is a screaming kid for 4 hours. That even gets me. That even gets maybe they put them up in the overhead bin once they get the bags out of there. Oh, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Ban them all. Half the time on a crowded flight, they take it and check your bags anyway. They can't go into the bins. There's not enough room for all the people on the plane for with bins. So they just say, "Oh, put your bag over here. We'll just check it in, pick it up, when you get out." And that would be fine with me. Throw whatever you need into the thing. A couple extra. I always like to carry a little bit of extra clothes in case they lose your bag, because then you're gonna go to the resort and you got nothing. You got nothing. You leave here in the winter. You got jeans and a jacket and shirt on. You get to Mexico and it's like 2,000 degrees out, and your bags are lost. Now what do you do? Senor, get to me to Walmart. You can buy some more clothes. I like to have them in my bag. Then I don't worry about it. I just go, hey, okay, great. I'm gonna when my bags arrive, I got these clothes to wear: a bathing suit, sandals, a pair of shorts, a shirt. What else do you need? What you got on? So they are also going to charge for seats. Okay, not a problem for me. I book my own seats anyway. Before the flight leaves, I book them online. I reserve seats. I usually get them close to the bathrooms, because if you got to go and you got to walk through the whole plane, you're staggering around and there's a lot. No. I don't want to be. I want to be where they are. I look like this. Oh, it's green. I'm going right in. That's it. But I pay for them. I pay for them. $25, whatever it is. I don't care. I get them when I get to the plane. I walk into my seats. My seats are already booked. My boarding pass. Beautiful. There's some things that I just have to pay for. I just can't leave to chance. And that's one of them. I want to sit where I want to sit. It costs me, but I want to be where I want to be. It's usually a window, and it's usually towards the middle of the plane, the back of the plane. But there's one thing I really don't like about this stuff, because now it used to be like, okay, a ticket's $350 each way, or $700 return to LA. Now you've got number one, number two, number three, number six, number seven. You got all these different options. It's like going and looking at a restaurant menu. Yeah, I'll have a steak, a filet. What do I get with that? Nothing. Nothing. What do you want with it? Salad. Okay, salad, another $10. And give me some. You want mashed potatoes? Oh yeah, I'll mess some mashed potatoes with that. You want some? You know, really, everything's a la carte now. So you got to figure what you need. And they give you packages, which is cool. So I have to be able to cancel my flight. I don't know. My mother's 99 in the hospital. Once I book a flight, I don't know if I can go or not. And I don't want to lose my money. So yeah, I got to get that. I got to book have my seat reserved, and then you got to have what other perks do they have? Whatever perks they have, it comes out. Yeah, it's only 179 one way. Okay, you add this. Let's see, this and 25, $30, $50. Holy crap! That 179 turned into $350. Believe me, it turns in that fast. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's like anything else, right? They're trying to save money as well, because fuel is expensive and they run an airline isn't cheap. But you know what? You can still get through it if you want, and you can still get good deals on it if you want. And it's not that expensive. I think last year we went to Florida. We took WestJet. We ended up, I think, on their Swoop. It was Swoop. Travel to Hamilton, and the total cost return was something like $450 to Tampa. Okay, it's more than you would pay at Spirit Airlines. Guys go for $79. But when you're tied into a schedule, you have to be there a certain day. We had times we had to meet. Then you don't have as much option of going to Niagara Falls, New York, and flying for $79 one way US. And checking a bag for $25. I mean, that's and then, sometimes they don't fly. Well, we're not flying today. Didn't fill the plane up, so we're not going to fly it today. Okay, what do I do? Sleep in the airport for a day? So yeah, there is something to be said for paying a bit more, but I didn't think it was too bad. So there's 7 tiers on Air Canada you can pay for, you can pick from, and they say the best one for you. Most people, it's the Comfort Economy fare. Yeah, the middle of the 7 tiers allows you 2 bags for free rather than the previous 1 bag. So you're gonna have to check your carry-on if you want to take a second bag that's carry-on. You check it. That's all. So I guess we're looking at fly the not so friendly skies these days. And it's all about money, of course. That's all it is. But me personally, I'm glad to get those stupid bags off the plane. People won't be getting up. They won't be having to reach for them and scramble for them. These guys go and grab their bags and stand in the aisleway for 20 minutes because the plane needs it's got to pull up. The gate's got to come up. They got to open the door. And they don't do that till the plane's right up and everything. These people are standing around grabbing their bags and you're sitting there. It's over your head, hoping they don't smash you in the face. This is good. Get rid of those bins completely. Have one of them for pillows, and they don't even have that anymore because of COVID. Right? You use a pillow, you might get something from it. Man, believe me, airplanes are the dirtiest places ever. I take a sanitary wipe and I wipe down the front, I wipe down the tray, I wipe down everything. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I get off a plane, I get sick or something. I catch something. There's all kinds of people on there with everything. Anyway, enough of that. If you're going to fly, you're going to pay for your check bag, or you might not be able to even have it, which is fine by me. So that's it. My name is Paul Killier. This is Your City, Your Voice. Do not forget to support our sponsors, who are Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamill Machine Shop. Support our sponsors. They support the city. They support the show. Do our sponsors a favor and check them out if you need anything done. As well, tune in tomorrow for Finally Friday. I should be back in the studio tomorrow. I plan to be. But if we get some kind of wacky weather, I might not be. Either way, I'm going to be on YouTube doing this show, so you can always catch me on YouTube later on in the day. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments. God bless you all. We will see you tomorrow at noon with Finally Friday. Paul Kilmer checking out. Thank you for tuning in. Love y'all.